Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight to Blu-ray. My name is James, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing another 4K review. This is part of my Average James 4K review series, and in today's video, I am going to be going over 1989's Major League.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, this is going to be one of my Average James 4K movie reviews. If you aren't familiar with this, is basically where I'm just going to do a 4K review of a movie, what an average person can expect. You know, I'm not going to get too specific into the details on it. Just if you have an average, television, I have a 4K TV, a 4K player. I do have a Dolby Atmos setup, but just what an average person can expect if you don't have the fanciest equipment. So like I said, today we're going to be doing one of my favorite sports movies I've probably ever, definitely one of my favorite sports comedies, and that is going to be Major League. And I have the 4K Steelbook edition of Major League. There is a slipcover edition as well, but like I said, with my Steelbooks, I'm not a huge Steelbook fan, but if I see something I like, I'll usually grab it. So I did like the fact that it's basically, Serrano's locker here. So here's the front of it. And then you've got the spine. And the back here, actually, this is just a bunch of stickers, or I'm sorry, not stickers, magnets that it came with. This is just a magnet. So this just peels right off, and then the individual ones you'll be able to see. Let me try to get a little bit closer in there so you can see what they all look like. They're all individual magnets you can peel off and stick on there if you want. But here is the backing of it, and then if you want to just keep the magnet on there, you can just stick it back on. It is ever so slightly bigger than the actual Steelbook case, but nothing major. And then we have the interior here of the quote-unquote locker. It only comes with a 4K disc. There is no Blu-ray disc in this, so just the 4K. And then there is, like I said, the interior with Jobu inside the locker there. But like I said, yeah, just there is no actual Blu-ray disc with this. It is only the 4K, so you do get the movie in 4K. You do get a digital code as well, and there are some special features that are included with this. That all of those obviously are also, since there's no Blu-ray disc, they're in the 4K. So yeah, and then I just realized I left the J card somewhere else with those, so I'll be right back. Okay, grabbed the J card. I set it to the side for some reason. This is the J card that comes with it, so it's basically, obviously attached to the back. Usually I just peel these off. I don't care. I keep them separately in a box. I don't know. Sometimes I just think, should I just chuck them in the trash because I never keep them on anything? I don't know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you keep your J cards or not. Do you keep them attached to the, especially when it's a Steelbook, do you keep them attached to it? Do you save them, get rid of them? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll just get rid of them. But anyway, at least now, the only thing is if you take it off and you don't have it, this still gives you the info on what's on it. So as far as special features go, like I said, there is no Blu-ray, so this is just going to be all on the 4K disc. I don't believe any of these are actually new special features, so you're not getting anything. And just by the look of them, they look like they were filmed a while ago. Like there's some things that actually, where they talk to, Cleveland Indian players, like actual Indian players from when they were filming it. And you can tell they're all, it was all a while ago. It's nobody that's current or anything. So on this special features, you get a commentary by director-screenwriter Dennis S. Ward and producer Chris Chesser. So there's the audio commentary. You get My Kind of Team Making Major League. You get a Major League Look at Major League, which is just basically Major League players, like I said. Older Major League players, but new from when they filmed it. Bob Uecker, Just a Bit Outside. I did watch that one. It's interesting. Basically, just kind of, if you don't know who Bob Uecker is, just kind of tells you kind of who he is, his story and whatnot. Alternate ending with filmmaker introduction. I did watch that. It's interesting. I'm not going to go over because I don't want to spoil it if you just want to see what it is. It's definitely interesting. It would change the film. It's not just we decided, to do this. Like it would have definitely changed the film, involving a couple different characters. Well, really one character. But I don't know. I think, it's, sometimes you see those and you're like, yeah, thank God they got rid of that. And then other times you're like, it's like, that could have worked too. This is kind of one of those that could have worked, but I'm happy with the way it ended. Anyway, And then you get a tour of Serrano's locker, which is the the Steelbook is Serrano's locker, because I guess he's of all of the characters in it, he's the only one that has a locker that's interesting. Everybody else just got a regular locker. So like I said, this is easily one of my favorite sports movies ever. Probably this one, like Rudy, I think would be number one. I just love Rudy. But as far as comedies go, definitely probably number one. Just a really good movie. Glad it came to 4K. Now, going over what this looks and sounds like, this is a Paramount release, which hasn't had the best 4K releases. If you see a lot of them, they're, it's like kind of hit and miss on it, and probably more often than not, it's misses. I thought this looked good. I didn't have any issues with it. The beginning of the movie, when they're kind of really before you see the players, where they're just kind of showing the backdrop of Cleveland and everything, and you've got the music playing, did look a little dark. I don't think that has anything to do with the transfer. I think when they filmed it, it just kind of had a gloomy, dark look to it. Maybe that's intentional because the team is really bad. But once you kind of get past that, you really start to get into spring training when they do that. And then obviously the games, obviously it's a brighter scene. I thought it looked good. There is film grain in this one, so it hasn't been like DNR'd or anything like that. It hasn't been washed away. So if you hate film grain, then you it's not bad. There's not a ton of film grain, but there's enough to make it look like it was, shot on film, basically. More natural. But I thought there was a little bit, there was more detail than probably the Blu-ray edition had. So you do get some more detail. The colors look good, especially the greens of the grass. This isn't one of those that's going to blow you away visually with all the colors and everything. But, when obviously if you've got baseball, you've got nice green, lush grass. And I think that came through really good on there. Like I said, you get more detail in the players with, sweat and just the facial features. I thought came out really good. So I thought they did a good job. This isn't anything that's going to blow your mind as far as 4K or anything like that. If you do a side-by-side comparison, I'm sure this is probably going to look better. I don't usually do that, nor do I. I know people will like to put screenshots in of the 4K that they did, but usually then their video is in HD on YouTube, and then, it's compressed anyway, so you're not really, you do get to see some of the detail, but you don't really get what it really looks like when you're watching it, so I usually tend not to bother putting screenshots and stuff like that in there. But I did think it looked good. Like I said, you got a good amount of detail in there. The colors look really nice. I think it's better than the Blu-ray, but it's not anything that's going to wow you. Like this is demo worthy or anything like that. I think it's just a good transfer. You can just have a movie that had a Blu-ray, they move it to 4K, and it just has a good transfer. It just looks better, looks cleaner, a little crisper, colors a little bit more vibrant than they were before, and that's kind of what you get in here. With Major League, which, is what you can expect. When you talk about like 80s movies or stuff, you're not going to get this huge jump. I don't think there's any 80s movies, at least not I think of off the top of my head, where you're going to get this massive jump in like, wow, unless the Blu-ray was just complete garbage. If the Blu-ray is complete garbage, then and they do it in 4K, it could look better. But overall, you just want it to look, a little bit crisper, a little bit, more detail. You want to have that in there, and then you want the colors to be vibrant and more natural looking, and I think that's what you get with this. When we come to the audio, this is not a Dolby Atmos track or anything. I believe it says a 5.1 DTS. Yep, a 5.1 Dolby HD, 5.1 Dolby HD. I thought it sounded good. Nothing, like I said, nothing that's going to wow you. It's not that kind of movie, so you're not going to get that kind of audio. There's not going to be that kind of soundtrack to it. Is for somebody who lives in an apartment. Like I said, my biggest concern is when it goes for, low dialogue, and then you get these huge, loud scenes. But obviously, Major League really isn't that. The only time it ggets loud, really, is kind of at the end of the movie when Charlie Sheen is coming out and they start playing Wild Thing. That one I had to turn down a little bit. But, you're not going to get... It's just not the kind of movie that has, like, these overly loud background noises and songs and things like that. It's mainly dialogue. But I did think the dialogue sounded really good, sounded clear. I wasn't having, like I said, change the volume up and down a ton like that. Didn't have to worry about not being able to hear anything. So I think the volume did sound good. I did have to turn up a little bit on my surround sound, just to get a good level. But I mean, that's not really a big deal. It's not like I came anywhere near maxing it out or anything. But yeah, overall sounded good. Nothing, like I said, nothing that you're going to write home about. There's not going to be, it's not Atmos. There's not going to be this amazing surround sound. It sounds good, I guess. It's just a good sound. But nothing, I don't think it sounded any better than the Blu-ray. I can't remember what the Blu-ray had for audio. But it, sounded like the movie, basically the movie should sound. I think sometimes we get into these, you expect these amazing things. It's like, but that's not what this movie is. This movie gives you what it's supposed to give you, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I thought the audio sounded good. And like I said, picture quality was an improvement on the picture quality. The, picture looked good, sound looked good. Just, it's just what, you really can't expect more than that when you get some of these movies, just the way they're shot and everything like that. It's a good picture. It's a good sound. Is this something you should pick up on 4K over the Blu-ray? I would definitely upgrade if you don't have it at all. Definitely something you want to, think about picking up. But then, like I said, I know some people out there don't have a 4K player, but they buy the 4K so they can watch the Blu-ray. So just keep in mind, like I said, this only has a 4K disc in it. There isn't a Blu-ray. So make sure if you decide to pick this one up, you have a 4K player. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for today's video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of Major League on 4K. Is this one of your favorite sports movies? Like I said, it's definitely up there at the top for me. Or let me know what is your favorite sports movie of all time. Leave me a comment down below. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.